Let's go ahead and get started with our program. Good evening. Welcome to our 2024 State of the City. I'm Vice Mayor Sergio Lopez, and all of us are delighted to host you here tonight. As we begin our program for tonight, I'd like to thank our violinists from the San Jose Youth Symphony. Let's give them a round of applause. I now invite you all to please stand for the presentation of colors. And please turn your attention to our Campbell PD canines, Morgan, Koa, and Rowan, and their respective handlers, Sergeant Lee Heinzman, Agent Scott Vukovic, and Officer Nate Vilichko, and the Scouts of America Troop 330. And Scouts JJ and Sabonia, would you please join us on stage for the call out? So would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Color guard attention. Color guard advance. Halt. Prepare to post the colors. Post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color guard, honor your colors. 2. Color guard, about face. Color guard, dismissed. Audience at ease.
Thank you so much to the members of Scout Troop number 330. Let's give them a round of applause. Guys, let's recognize tonight the members of the City Council who are here with us tonight. We have Councilmember Ann Bybee, Councilmember Dan Furtado, and Councilmember Elliot Scazola. I'd also like to acknowledge and read off the following dignitaries who are with us tonight. We have Board President of the Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors, Susan Ellenberg. Santa Clara County Fire Chief, Suwana Kurtke. We have Alex Kobayashi from the Office of Senator Josh Becker. We have former council member and mayor Paul Resnicoff. And we have former state senator and current Santa Clara Water Board member Jim Bell. Thank you to all of you and to all of our guests for taking the time to be present with us today. Now I'd like to take the time to introduce you to the chair of the Youth Commission, Sophie Twan, you'll be hearing from shortly, and of course Mayor Susan Landry. Sophie is currently a sophomore at Westmont High School, and she enjoys playing lacrosse. As for Mayor Susan Landry, I'd like to share the following information, and I just want to say on a personal note, I couldn't be happier that my friend Susan leads us all as mayor this year. I've known her for several years. She has a BS in landscape architecture from Cal Poly Pomona in Southern California and graduated in 1983. I'll get more into her background later, but she also owns a small landscape architecture firm, and she's a distinguished member of the state's Landscape Architects Technical Committee regarding licensing. She was first elected to the City Council in 2016 and re-elected in 2020. And she served before as mayor in 2020, leading the city through the COVID pandemic, and she's been serving as mayor again since December of 2023. And I just want to take the time to tell you a story that Susan told me one of the first times that we met, And if you've known Susan for any extended length of time, I'm sure you've heard a version of this story too. It's a story that she's proud of telling. When, after graduating from Cal Poly Pomona, she came to visit a friend who at the time was living in Campbell. And she still remembers and recalls vividly how she was coming off of Highway 280, merging onto Highway 17, and she saw that tall stand of redwood trees that lines the freeway, that lines Campbell, welcoming visitors like our now Mayor Landry. And she said to herself, and she still says this over and over, I'm home. This is where I want to live. And that's who she is, someone who has made Campbell her home and given back to her community. After living here for 2 years, she then lived in San Jose and Cupertino. In 2013, she finally was able to move back to Campbell, which she can now call her home, moving in the very same day that Campbell Village was annexed into the city. Now, we have the pleasure of hearing from her tonight, and so it's my honor to introduce to you Youth Commissioner Sophie Twan and Mayor Susan Landry. Please join me in giving them a round.
Are we on? We on yet?
It's an honor to be here today with you, Mayor Landry. And as I walked in today, I had to ask, is tonight's theme sustainability?
How'd you guess?
That's awesome. Could you please speak on what sustainability is and why it's so important to the city of Campbell?
All right, well, first I want to say it's such an honor to have you up here tonight, Sophia. You are representing our Youth Commission, and you are the future. This is what we're here to talk about sustainability. And thank you for providing your questions to me ahead of time, because I have a lot of technical, I got a whole bunch of cards here. You gave me a lot of questions that have a lot of technical information. And if you don't mind, I do have speaker cards here so that I can not forget anything. So yes, so what is sustainability? I'm going to quote this. Sustainability is the social goal for people to coexist on Earth over a long period of time. Sustainability is the ability to maintain and support processes over time, meaning our ability to manage our current resources, to meet our current needs without compromising future generations and their needs. Sustainability usually has three dimensions: environmental, economic, and social. Our main focus tonight is going to be on environmental sustainability, but we are also going to talk about the city's economic sustainability, fiscal health, and societal sustainability around our health and well-being for our employees. I take sustainability very personal, not only is reflected in my work, but a lot of things that I do. And sustainability seeks to prevent the depletion of natural and physical resources so that they remain available for the long term. It is in meeting the needs of the present without compromising the future. Sustainability is the quality of causing little to no damage to our environment. Our legacy to plan now to provide a healthy community for the generations to come. We wish the future to be a place where there is high quality of life and our city has a healthy environment.
I appreciate your care and concern for the next generation. Now, I have a series of questions here that I'd like to ask you relating to the City Council's strategic priorities, the efforts being made towards sustainability, and the fiscal health of the city. Ready?
Yes, definitely.
What are the City Council's strategic priorities in fiscal year 2024 to 2025?
Okay, so early in the year, the City Council met to determine our strategic priorities. And the strategic priorities help guide the city's staff when they're developing our fiscal year budget and their work plans. Our priorities are also, and strategic plans help guide our council members on the committees that they are on. And we're going to talk a lot about what the committees are. So our long-term priorities are long-term land use planning and housing, Measure O, financial stability, sustainability, community health and safety, and the CIP and operations. The CIP is the capital improvement plan.
I think those are some great strategic priorities that encompass the needs of the city of Campbell. All right, next question. How are the council members and their committees addressing the priority of sustainability?
So as I mentioned, council members are assigned committees at the beginning of the year. And these committees are for us to coordinate with other cities on regional issues that affect locally at the city. These committees provide us with the opportunity to have a seat at the table, contributing to issues that are countywide for all of Santa Clara County. And each council member is on several committees, but tonight we're going to focus on the committees regarding sustainability. So they include Valley Water, which was formerly known as Santa Clara Valley Water District, Silicon Valley Clean Energy, Bay Area Air Quality Management District, VTA, the Santa Clara Valley Transportation Authority, West Valley Stormwater Authority, and West Valley Solid Waste Authority. The committee that I am on is Valley Waters Commission. The Valley Water Board appointed this commission to assist in policies and issues pertaining to water supply, flood protection, and environmental stewardship. Valley Water is the purveyor of the water. They bring the water to the county, and then they supply it to San Jose Water and other retailers. Valley Water's mission is to provide Silicon Valley safe, clean water for a healthy life, environment, and economy. In part, their tasks include preservation of our waterways and the associated riparian habitat, water conservation both indoor and outdoors, and planning for our water supply for the future. Valley Water is here tonight with us in the back. They're here to share information about their water conservation programs, including outdoor and indoor water saving devices, and they're also their landscape rebate program, which focuses on the conversion of lawn to create water-wise, drought-tolerant plants. Homeowners can receive $2 a square foot up to $3,000 if they take their lawn out and replace them with drought-tolerant, water-wise plants. So in front of you tonight, I think you guys have noticed, I have brought a bunch of nice native water-wise, drought-tolerant plants and created a little garden for you guys. By using these low water plants, you can do your part and help with water conservation. I have them grouped together. There's native grasses on one side, there's drought-tolerant plants, there's California native plants, and there's low water use plants. And we've crowded them all together in here. These would normally be spaced out. This could probably fill up someone's whole entire front yard. And this is what you can do if you take your lawn out. You can have a garden similar to this. Now I would like to also have my fellow council members share some of their information about the committees that they're on and the efforts their committees do regarding sustainability both locally and regionally. So first we have Vice Mayor Sergio Lopez. He's going to talk about the Bay Area Air Quality Management District and VTA.
My name is Sergio Lopez, and I serve as your Vice Mayor for the City of Campbell. I also serve on the board of the Bay Area Air Quality Management District Board of Directors, where we work to keep our air clean and hold polluters accountable. This year, I'm also serving as Vice Chair for VTA, the Valley Transportation Authority, which manages the buses and light rail trains that you see going all around town. That's going to be an essential part of reducing greenhouse gas emissions and making sure we can transition to a clean energy economy that works for all our residents. So I'll keep working every day, including next year when I take over as chair, to make sure that we're meeting the needs of our community and all of Campbell residents.
Thank you, Sergio. And next we have our council member, Elliot Scazola, who's going to talk about Silicon Valley Clean Energy.
Hi there, I'm Councilmember Elliot Scazola, and I'm here to talk to you about all the sustainability that SVCE, the board I sit on, happens to do for Campbell. In fact, you can look it up yourself. Go to the SVCE website, and you'll see things such as, oh, well, just last year, 530 million pounds of CO2 avoided from receiving a clean power supply. We're 100% clean energy, by the way. I mean, I don't know about sustainable, maybe your income, but look at, wow, 100 million in total on-bill savings for customers since launch in 2017. And let's not forget about the grants that they provided. Sustainability, our wonderful library, our police station, SVCE gave us many, many, many dollars. In fact, I can't remember offhand, it was a lot. But look it up. I encourage you guys all, and while you're there, you might as well look up some rebates so that you can get solar power straight to your home, new electric appliances, all kinds of great things. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Elliot. And I would like to bring your attention to, we have a table on this side over here with Silicon Valley Clean Energy. They have information about some of their programs, and they also have some free giveaways. Next we have Dan Furtado, and he's going to talk about West Valley Storm Water Authority and West Valley Solid Waste Authority.
I'm Councilmember Dan Furtado, and I serve as a member of the Clean Water Authority Board. And in that capacity, I work with elected representatives of Los Gatos, Saratoga, and Montessorino, as well as the Water Authority staff to prevent debris and pollutants from getting into our creeks and storm drains. Business leaders, especially builders, need to heal their storm drain work sites, and all residents can work to prevent solid waste and liquid waste from getting into our storm drains and creeks. Preventing plastic bags from getting in our waterways, promoting trash cleanups, especially near creeks and other waterways, and also an example of our Hacienda Avenue Street Improvement Project are all ways in which we can protect aquatic biosystems as well as enhance biodiversity and support fishing and recreation. I also serve on the Solid Waste Board, and the Solid Waste Board also has a number of standards to prevent pollutants and other debris from getting into our waterways.
Thank you, Dan. I would like you guys to give a round of applause to our council. Their work is so valuable on all the committees that they are a part of, and that these committees are in partnership with our other cities in the region.
Thank you so much to all the council members and their feedback and insight. It's really great to see that the city has these various partnerships to address sustainability on both a regional and local level. Now, for my next question, what is the city working on to focus on sustainability, and what are their major projects?
Great question. It's very exciting, the projects that city staff is working on to address sustainability, Sophie. They include, in part, the city's first climate action plan, air quality ordinance, solid waste and composting updates, stormwater programs, and water conservation. We will now hear from staff on a status update on several of the other projects regarding sustainability. First, we're going to hear from our city manager, Brian Leventhal, to give an overview.
Hi, my name is Brian Leventhal, and I'm the city manager here in the city of Campbell. I want to start by recognizing our city team and the wonderful work they do every day to make Campbell a safe, vibrant place to work, play, and live. Today we focus on sustainability. While it's only one of the many things that we do, we don't have time to highlight everything. So with that, I'd like to introduce Tiffany Hudson and Perry Newby, our two environmental specialists that work in the areas of Climate Action Plan, Clean Water Program, Solid Waste and Recycling, and Air Quality.
Thank you, Brian. And now we will hear from our environmental program specialist, Tiffany Hudson.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Hudson, an environmental program specialist at the City of Campbell. Earlier this year, we began working on the city's first Climate Action and Adaptation Plan. Climate action refers to mitigating greenhouse gas emissions, while adaptation refers to building resiliency to the impacts of climate change, like hotter temperatures, longer droughts, and more severe storms. This is an 18-month planning process with several phases. The first phase is to understand our baseline conditions, measuring emissions from buildings, transportation, water, wastewater, and solid waste. We've also completed a vulnerability assessment to understand which communities and what infrastructure in the city of Campbell is most vulnerable to climate change. The next phase is to set the vision and determine our priorities, and from there, we'll develop strategies. And finally, we'll develop the list of actions and policies we will need to reach the state's goal of carbon neutrality by 2045. While the CAP won't be completed until this time next year, the city is already doing a lot to protect the environment. Along with our stormwater runoff programs and waste diversion programs, we recently passed an air quality ordinance that requires all new buildings to use zero NOx appliances. To learn more about these efforts, you can visit campbellca.gov/climateaction.
Thank you, Tiffany. And last night, she came before the City Council and presented the greenhouse gas emissions inventory results to the City Council. Next, we have our environmental program specialist, Perry Newby.
Hi, I'm Perry Newby. I am the Public Works Environmental Program Specialist, and I'm excited to address some of the Public Works Environmental Program updates that we've recently implemented. For our solid waste program, we've introduced a new waste stream collection. You may have seen the organics collection, and that's for all of our businesses and properties, as well as large events. Additionally, we've updated our construction and demolition program, which further enhances our recycling and salvaging within construction that's occurring inside Campbell. And both of these updates help the city not only reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but it also helps us achieve state compliance with new legislation that has passed. For the realm of stormwater, we're installing full trash capture devices to comply with the state's 100% trash load reduction requirements. And just as a side note, please feel free to call our Clean Water Authority for any spills or report any leaks that you may see out in public. And regarding water conservation, our Parks Division is actively monitoring irrigation systems day to day and exploring opportunities to replace grass with drought-tolerant landscaping. And you, as a resident and a business owner, are more than welcome to contact Valley Water for any rebates or low-flow shower heads and water-saving devices. Thank you for your continued support as the City of Campbell works together to create a more sustainable future.
Thank you, Perry. Let's give our staff a round of applause.
It's exciting to hear all about the work the city is doing to address sustainability and the various programs that the city is working with. Now let's talk about how the city has addressed the other strategic priorities of the council.
Thank you. So as I mentioned earlier, our other priorities are long-term land use planning and housing, Measure O, financial stability, community health and safety, and CIP operations. And the CIP is our capital improvement plan, which is our projects that we're going to be building in the year. So I'm going to start with regarding our long-term land use planning and housing. Our Community Development Director, Rob Eastwood, and his team prepared the city's economic development plan. This lays a foundation for sustaining a dynamic business environment, attracting new businesses, bringing in workforce talents and visitors to Campbell. Last year, the staff prepared our housing element, and I want to do a little bragging on their part. Campbell was the first city to receive state approval for their housing element in Santa Clara County, and we were the 14th in the entire state. The housing element provides locations for 2,900 home housing units and to be built in the next 8 years. I want to highlight 3 projects that have been approved this year. We have 2 projects that are 100% affordable housing, which provide 194 units. And we have 1 project with 290 units that we just approved that's going to go on at the Technology Park off of Edith Moreland. So I think we're making very good progress towards our housing element. The Recreation and Community Services Director, Natasha Bissell, and her team kicked off this year the city's first Parks and Recreation Master Plan. This is a comprehensive effort dedicated to improving parks, recreation programs, and recreation facilities. This year-long effort will help set the framework for future planning, maintenance, development, and rehabilitation of our city parks and our facilities.
To date, they have assessed the existing conditions of our parks, identifying features within each park, and have collected community input through various surveys, meetings, and pop-up events. The Parks and Recreation Plan will be presented to Council in spring of '25. Regarding Measure O, I'm sure everybody has seen construction going over at the City Hall complex. The City Manager's Office and Public Works team provides oversight of Measure O, which was approved in 2018. Measure O provided the city with $50 million to renovate our library and to build a new police building. The library renovation project construction cost was $26 million. $20 million of it was from Measure O grant bonds, and $6 million was from grant funding. The construction started in November of '23 and should be completed by September of '25. The police operations construction budget was $36 million. $32 million of it came out of the Measure O bond funds, and $4 million came from other grants, ARPA funds, and the city general fund dollars. They started construction in February of '24, and the phase 1, which is the new building, is estimated completion in summer of '25. After the main building is complete, they will be renovating part of City Hall to help add improvements and enhance the PD services. And we have a time-lapse video showing construction of these two projects. So next I'd like to talk about community health and safety. A pillar of the sustainability is around social. This includes the health and well-being of our employees. I would like to highlight one program regarding mental health within our police department. So let me read from what Barry Bird, our police chief, has summarized as the program. I gotta read it. PD embraces a holistic focus on employee wellness. The police department onboarded a mental health clinician in 2022 as an integral wellness resource program. The mental health clinician has provided immeasurable value to our department through one-on-one support, employee resourcing, and mental health and wellness education. Embedding this resource into the day-to-day operations of the police department has helped to create an environment where receiving mental health support and education has been normalized. It's also regarding their health, and it creates relationships necessary for growth and healing. This is yet another example of how our police department is taking innovative approaches to supporting their employees so that we can continue to provide the highest quality of service to our community. Another program we've been working on is regarding our commitment to the community for public information requests. Our city clerk, Andrea Sanders, and her team worked in partnership with the police department, implementing a valuable tool for people to access public information. Another strategic priority is financial stability. There are several things that we are doing. These include the city manager, Brian Leventhal, and his team worked at the state and federal level and secured additional funding for projects such as City Hall ADA improvements, Hamilton Avenue rehabilitation, and the Community Center's accessibility enhancement project. Our city attorney, Bill Solomon, and his team provide oversight to our below market rate housing program. They were able to settle a case that a person had breached the agreement of the below market rate housing, and the result was a $400,000 payment to the city's housing fund that we can now use for affordable housing. Our finance director, Will Fuentes, and his team selected and onboarded an external investment advisor to manage our city's approximate $100 million investment portfolio. And I would like to give kudos to the Finance Department. They received the Distinguished Budget Award from the Government Finance Officers Association for the 31st consecutive year. Regarding our CIP and operations, our Public Works Director, Todd Capurso, and his team completed the design and secured funding for the first phase of the Campbell Priority Development Area project, which will improve bicycle and pedestrian safety in and around the downtown area. They also completed the repaving and reconstruction of Camden Avenue, Winchester Boulevard, and Dell Avenue. They are currently working on other programs like Safe Routes to School, a multimodal plan, and neighborhood traffic calming. One of their other projects was a conversion of the city's non-functional lawn areas to help save water. You walked in the door and you look outside, there's a new landscape example right outside our door. We received $50,000 from Valley Water for this conversion project. And Public Works staff designed and installed all of the landscaping. So I want to give a thank you to all of staff for all of their hard work that they're doing to keep our city moving forward.
Those were some big accomplishments for the city this year. Thank you so much for providing us with an update. Now on to my last question. What is the fiscal health of the city in fiscal year 2024 to 2025?
So this is the last pillar of sustainability, is the city's fiscal health. And it refers to our ability to fund our operations over the long term and the future horizons. The budget process in 2025 links city resources to our strategic priorities that the City Council and our community have developed. In terms of fiscal health for the city, I want to point out that despite inflationary challenges, the economy as a whole has recovered fairly well since the pandemic. However, due to these inflationary pressures, which are largely outside of the city's control, we saw a loss of a few large sales tax generators in the city and an increase in several other significant costs. We were facing a structural budget deficit. The city budget was $101.1 million, but the city's revenue projections for the city only totaled $96.1 million. That was a result of a $5 million deficit. The city prepared a short-term budget correction strategy to bridge the budget gap that included the use of City CalPERS pension reserve, the use of our remaining ARPA funds, and a temporary hiring freeze. During the budget process, the city surveyed the community to learn about community priorities. After receiving community feedback, the City Council voted unanimously to place Measure K on the November ballot for voter consideration. And our city manager, Brian Leventhal, will speak to the measure.
Hello everyone, City Manager Brian Leventhal here again. Measure K is a local funding community service measure that will appear on the November ballot. It will establish a reliable funding source to maintain police, fire protection, local streets, sidewalks, libraries, parks, and sports and recreation centers. For more information on Measure K, please visit our website at campbellca.gov/Measure K.
Wow, it's really great to hear about all the exciting work that the city's doing to address the strategic priorities of the council, especially while focusing on sustainability. I can see that the city's doing a lot to address the needs of the community, and I applaud it for its cohesive and teamwork-driven approach. I appreciate the fiscal health update and the important information about the ballot measures as well. Those were all the questions I had for you today. Thank you for your responses, your time, your tonight.
Thank you. We're almost to the end. I do want to thank you, Sophie, for being here tonight. And if you want to, I have a gift for you right here. I do admire your, yes, you can open that. Go ahead. It's for your garden. I admire your commitment that you've made to the Youth Commission. Our efforts that we're doing as the city today are to create a better future for you and the future generations. Thank you very much. At this point, I would like to acknowledge our city, the state of the city planning team, and I do want you guys to come forward because I want a picture of everybody up on the stage. So we're going to move the chairs out of the way. So I'd like to invite Diana Johnson, our lead organizer for the planning committee. Angelique Gaeta, but I don't know that she's here to come up on stage. I'm going to move these out of the way. Sorry. And we're going to have a big crowd up here. So Angelique Gaeta can't be here. We have Jose Centeno. Jose, come on up. We have Natasha Bissell. Leticia Moresco, Lauren Milligan, Bob Staginski, if he's here, Rick Cassetti, Chuck Porter, Kurt Brown, Juan Tornino, and of course our Youth Commission. So I want to thank you all very much. Let's fill up the stage up here. Where's our camera? Move on down. So please give a large round of applause for our planning committee. I want to give I want to thank someone very special that helps with the council every day. Diana Johnson, please come forward. Diana does her job every day with a happy smile. She brings so much joy and enjoyment to everybody. And I just wanted to let you know how much I greatly appreciate what you do. I know we were both going to cry. You have such positive energy, and I just really wanted to single you out and reward you. And I have a gift for you. It's on the table. And we also prepared a proclamation that we can share all the great things that Diana does. Whereas Diana Johnson was born in Tiers, West Germany, came to America as a young girl, and has since made significant contributions to our community. Whereas her educational journey in the business studies at Evergreen Valley College laid a strong foundation for her future career. Whereas starting her dedicated service to the city of Campbell as a principal clerk in March of 1994, Diana has consistently demonstrated unwavering commitment and excellence. Whereas her promotion to executive assistant to the city manager in February of 2016 marked a new chapter in her career, already ready to lend a helping hand and share her extensive knowledge and experience with her colleagues and the members of the public. Diana's role as a recording secretary for the Civic Improvement Commission has been since 2016 and has been invaluable. Whereas managing the day-to-day operations and coordinating calendars for the city manager and all us council members, Diana assures the smooth and efficient functioning of the office. Whereas Diana played a pivotal role in organizing today's 2024 State of the City, showcasing her exceptional organizational skills and dedication to details. Whereas known for her initiative, positive energy, and her bright light she brings to all of her endeavors, Diana exemplifies the quality of a public servant with excellent coverage, customer service, integrity, and reliability. I now therefore resolve that I, as Mayor Susan M. Landry of the City of Campbell, do hereby recognize and honor Diana Johnson for her outstanding service and dedication and positive impact to Campbell. We tried so hard to keep it a secret. So thank you guys very much. She does a great job. So that concludes our portion of the conversation meeting tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Stay and enjoy some light refreshments in the back. Go to the Valley Water booth and Silicon Valley Clean Energy and receive information about sustainability and their programs. And before you leave, over in the side over there, we have a gift for each of you. It's a small, drought-tolerant, succulent plant for you to take home, reminding you to help us in our sustainability efforts. We all can make a difference. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for joining us tonight.